guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome. If this is your first time seeing me, my name is Princess Phillips. I am a Nigerian currently living in Canada, and if you're an OG subscriber, welcome back, my G's. I know I've been on like a 2 weeks break, and some people contacted me and they were like, Princess, is this one of your 6 months break? And I'm like, no, I'm just re-strategizing for the channel going into 2025. Like, what kind of content do I want to put out there? And yeah, that's why I needed a 2 weeks break. But I'm back. I'm back like never before. Okay, so on a more serious note, I've been in the HR field. I'm a HR professional, and I have been in this field for over 7 years. I was in HR in Nigeria, in Toronto, and now in Calgary. And I've worked across different sectors and industries, from manufacturing to healthcare to IT and just regular non-profit. So over the years, I've amassed some kind of knowledge and insight into this industry, and I just feel like it's time for us to mix business and pleasure on this channel. Like, yeah, the fun stuff is nice, but in this economy, people are looking for jobs. People are looking for like how to make their life easier, and I can be of help. Disclaimer, this is not professional advice at all. If you want professional advice, then you have to like hit me up and bring that money for consultation. But this is just me sharing some tips and some insight that either you know about or you probably haven't even heard of these things before, especially if you're a new immigrant coming to Canada, you just moved here, you don't know lots of people, and you're doing like the mainstream job application and that's just not working out for you. These tips can help you. And again, these tips are not for everybody. These are not like corporate jobs. These are survival jobs. Like, these jobs will pay your bills. These jobs, you can grow in them if that's what you're looking for. It's just that everybody have different preference. So going forward, I'm going to be having some HR tip days where we do different things. So welcome to this video, and today I'm going to be telling you or giving you some tips on how you can get a job within 24 hours in Canada. Number one is joining and registering with staffing agencies. So if you don't know what staffing agencies are job agencies that place workers in temporary or full-time positions, or also contract positions. When I moved to Calgary, I actually joined a staffing agency, and that's how I got my first few contract jobs before I got my full-time job. And if you have certain skill sets that are in demand, you can actually get a job within 24 hours. When I was in Toronto, I was working for a staffing agency, and our main clients were in the manufacturing industry. In the manufacturing industry, you have positions like warehouse workers. Those positions gets filled within 24 hours, because most times I recruit for that position and I need the employee to start the next day. Like, I'm going to call you, like your phone, and always make sure your phone line is active. Don't put your phone on silent. Make sure your voicemail is activated, because you'll be surprised how many candidates I have tried to reach and they don't answer and they do not have an active voicemail. So that way I can't leave a message, and I can call you by 12 p.m. and send you an offer by 1 p.m. for you to start work the next day. I've actually called some people and they needed to start work within 3 hours because of the urgency and demand of their skill sets. So joining a staffing agency would actually give you that edge to get a job within 24 hours if you have a skill set that is in demand. And also, when you join staffing, if you do not have experience in Canada, that is also a good way to get Canadian experience compared to looking for a full-time job. Because if you apply for a job with a company, it takes anywhere from 2 weeks to 2 months to get a feedback. But with staffing agencies, it can actually be immediate. You can actually get that job within 24 hours. Number two, oh, I have my tablet here, so I'll be looking down. Number two, hiring event days. So hiring event days are not your regular job fairs. Like some cities have job fairs. So that's also another way where you can get a job within 24 hours. But that's like a bigger concept, because sometimes they do not give the offer on the spot. Hiring event days are mostly done in the retail industry, like in the retail sectors, like H&M, for example. H&M, in 2023, when I lived in Toronto, I went to the mall one day and I saw like this long queue. I was wondering, like, what is happening? Where are all these people with like their resumes and stuff? And when I walked by H&M, they had their poster everywhere, hiring event days. And on those days, you need to show up, dress properly. You have your interview on the spot, and if you're what they're looking for, you get your job offer immediately. So most people went to that hiring event day and they got their job offer immediately. I was currently working, so I wasn't looking for a job at the time. But if you're looking for a job, this usually happens around like spring, summertime. Put your ears down, look at their social media pages, because they always post it there. H&M is just the experience I've had one-on-one, but most retailers, like different stores, do hiring event days where you walk in, you do your interview on the spot, and you get it. So this is if you have experience in like customer service, you have retail experience. Those are some skills that would give you an edge over every other applicant. So hiring event days are the kind of event days where you can get hired on the spot and you can get that job offer within 24 hours. So the next one is going to be walk-in applications. So this should be like number one, but I just left it in the middle so you guys watch till the end. So walk-in applications are very, very crucial. Like I always tell anybody looking for a job, find walk-in applications, because that's like the easiest way to do it, and you have all the power, because it's like, are you ready to like get up from the house and walk in and apply for jobs? If you are, if you have that zeal, if you're not someone that is laid back and you're waiting for like the job to fall on your lap or you're on Indeed every time, if you're ready to do the legwork, then walk-in applications are amazing. So this I have a personal experience with. When I first came to Toronto, Canada 2 years ago, I was looking for a job and I was applying for Indeed jobs, but I was a student. So I was a student and I was a solo parent, which means that my son goes to daycare, but he's back by 5 p.m. So I really couldn't do like shift work where I needed to like work late or close at night, like, because those are jobs that just won't work for me. So if you're someone that have that flexibility, like either you're a student or you're a full-time PR or something, but you have that flexibility to work shift work, then walk-in application would just be the perfect job for you to start while looking for your ideal job. This is like the best way to, or the easiest way to get a survival job, and I'll tell you how to go about it. So there are different ways to go about it. Basically depends on what industry you're looking for, but not all industry would accept a walk-in application. So this mostly work for retail industry, which is going to the mall, and also the food sector like Tim Hortons. McDonald's, not really, because McDonald's moved all the applications online, because I tried doing walk-in and we're like, oh, online. Walmart also moved the application online. They no longer accept walk-in. But let me just give you the strategy, what I did and how I got an offer, but I couldn't take the offer just because I couldn't work those hours. So first of all, I went to the library and I printed out my resume. I printed out like 20 to 30 resume. Like I was ready. This was like a full-time one-day work for me. I printed like 20 to 30 resumes. I went to Dufferin. So if you're in Toronto, you know like the Dufferin Mall. So the target is to go to somewhere that is very populated. Go to the malls. The malls have lots of shops in it, and you're not working outside, so it doesn't really put a lot of strain on you. If you're going to the mall, the first thing to look out for is when you get to the store, if they are recruiting or if they have open positions, it will be written on the door. You look at somewhere around the door, the left hand side or the left lower side or the right lower side, it will be there. Once you see it, you will see something like join our team today, or we can't wait to talk to our rep, we can't wait for you to join our team, something like that about recruitment. It will be an ad for a recruitment position, like open positions. Sometimes they will list the positions that are open, but most times they won't. So when you look at these stores, only go into the ones that have an ad on their windows, because the ones that don't have any ads, they're probably not recruiting at that time. Maybe they've done their recruitment already, but most times 4 out of 10 stores have those ads in. And remember, please dress appropriately. Like, don't just wear like joggers up and down. Like, I believe in you're going to be addressed how you're dressed. So don't just like wear joggers and just wear like your rugged jeans and all that and go there. No, like dress appropriately for the position you're looking for. And when you walk in, another mistake people make is that they talk to anybody they see. Do not talk to anybody they see, because employees do not know if there's an open position or not. They honestly do not know, because they may be wanting to recruit you to replace somebody there. So they just don't know if a position is open or not. So when you walk in, this is what I did. I always walked in and I spoke to anybody I saw on the floor that was working there. It's like, hi, my name is Princess Phillips. Can I please speak to the manager? Anybody you talk to that way would be like, oh, okay, let me answer you. Like, you also have to be polite. Like, don't just go there like, hi, can I talk to you? Is the manager around? When you're dressed well and you speak well, you earn the respect of strangers, even if they don't know you. So I always just go like, hi, my name is Princess, and I call my name like, my name is Princess Phillips. Can I please speak to the manager? And sometimes they'll ask you, oh, what is it about? And I'm like, oh, I came to ask about an open position, or I came to discuss an open position, or an open position availability or something. But most times they don't ask, they just point you to the manager or tell you to hold on, or you may actually just be speaking to the manager at that time, and you're like, hi, my name is Princess. I saw your tag outside. I'm looking for a job, and I'm here to ask if there's any opening or current openings. So most times they may have openings, sometimes they may not have openings. And another strategy I use, okay, so the first time I did this, I was like giving my resume out, and I'm like, I don't want to go back to the library to start printing this resume again. So the new strategy I use, I then start asking what kind of positions are available and what are the time, like what kind of time availability to know if that will work for me, which in most cases they didn't. So also ask that. But if you're flexible, you drop your resume and they will like give you a call. Sometimes they'll have an interview, like ask you some questions and take note of your availability. And also, if you're doing the walk-in method, please write your availability at the top of your resume, because with your availability, they will be able to either call you or not call you. So my experience, how I got an offer using this, I went, this was a luggage store where they sell like luggages and stuff. It was only one person. There was a one-man business, so that was just the owner. I spoke to the lady and told her I'm looking for a job and all that, and they said yeah, they had an availability. They needed me to work like Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and work one weekend every 2 weeks. And I was like, okay, yeah, that I can work around that. And she took my resume, took my contact, we spoke for a little bit, and then she was like, okay, when am I available to start? And at that point, I'm like, I need to check my school schedule to see if this will work for me. That can I get back to her later this evening or tomorrow, and she was fine with that. So I already had the offer in hand, but by the time I went back to check my school schedule to see if I could move things around, I really couldn't. So I had to call back to cancel, to say like I couldn't come for that. And I also went to like different stores and I got like a positive response, but when they asked of my availability, it just wasn't working for us. Another place that this works for really well is Bath and Body Works. So Bath and Body Works, they're always recruiting. Like every time I go there, they always have that sign up. And I did try this method with them. I spoke to the manager, we had like a little chat, he asked for my availability, and again my availability just wasn't working because I didn't have the luxury of time to get as many jobs as I wanted while I was a student. So if you know you have time or you have that flexibility, please try the working method. Print out a resume, dress appropriately, go in store, look for the sign. The signs are always there. Like if you're randomly shopping, just look around, you would see the signs. It's usually in a little bit of a clear font, so it's not like too bold, but it is there. And when you walk in, speak to the manager. Don't speak to any other person because they probably don't even have the right information for you. So speak to the manager and you may just get a job immediately on the spot. And that's another way to get a job in 24 hours. So our next spot, I spoke a lot about these working applications, and this also works for restaurants too. It works for restaurants, it works for grocery stores. I also did it in No Frills and I got a feedback, but I got a call back from them, but the time just wasn't working. So restaurants, grocery stores, go to the mall, go to random stores, not McDonald's, Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons, it worked for me too, but I also didn't have the availability for that. So all these places you're able to get a job on the spot if they are recruiting and your skill set matches what you currently need. That was a lot of talk on working application. So next, if you have a car, like if you don't come in as a student, because most students don't have a car, like to my knowledge, but if you have a car, you can actually register for Uber Eats, you can register for Lyft, you can register for food or grocery delivery services. You get approved on the spot and you can actually start making money immediately. So far you have your license, sorted out and things like that, which you would if you're able to register a car. So that's another way to get a job within 24 hours. So that's not like a job, that is more of a self job, entrepreneur kind of job, but that will pay your bills and that will put food on the table. So that's the fourth point on how to get a job within 24 hours. And now our final point, final point is to focus on immediate hire roles. So when you're on Indeed, when you go to Indeed to look for a job, make sure you focus on jobs that have, like you can use the search icon to show immediate, like put in the word immediate. There are roles that they need to fill in immediate, and these are mostly like warehouse job, like survival kind of jobs, not really like lots of technical job they need to train you on, or jobs you already need to have licenses for. So those kind of jobs actually hire immediately, and once you apply you can get a call back the same day to start work the next day, because I know I have filled these kind of roles, and I'm going to do a separate videos on those kind of jobs, like jobs in demand, like jobs you can easily get in Canada. So immediate hire roles, so in the hospitality industry, like cleaners, and during winter, people that like clear the snow. During summer, like landscaping, in the landscaping sector they actually hire immediate roles. You do not need prior experience because they teach you on the job. It's not really a hard job. So I've recruited for landscaping, and most times they hire people without experience, so you don't need special experience for it. So in the landscaping sector, those are the places you can also get immediate roles, and they post their jobs online. gig work, which is like food services. Like if there's an event, they need like a hostess, or they need like ushers and things like that. Those are places you can also, like as an event staff, those are places you can also get immediate job within 24 hours. So that's all for today, and I hope I've been able to give you an insight, and I didn't ramble too much because it felt like I was talking a lot about different things. I hope it made sense, and this video is able to help somebody out there in your job hunting journey. And if you have questions about this video, please put it down below. I always forget to check the comments, but I would start checking the comments and I would respond. If you have questions on how to go about it, I try to be as explanatory as possible. But if there's something else that I didn't say, or you're not sure about, please ask me these questions below and I'll be able to answer. Thank you, and I appreciate you watching this video till the end. Please like, share and subscribe to keep me encouraged to keep doing these HRO videos, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.